People wake up on a normal day and suddenly something happens that changes their lives completely.
Paediatric trauma call, 15 minutes.
A lot of really bad things happen to really good people, but you never think it's going to happen to you.
Stabbed 5 times, including chest, and has got an arterial bleed from his leg.
High-speed RTC moped into a wall.
Jesus Christ, what happened? You all right?
I love my wife.
A&E reception, can I help you? Yeah, 24 hours, 7 days a week. I love that question. What's your opening hours?
St George's, London, one of the busiest and most advanced A&E departments in the world.
Complete baloney amputation of her leg.
I can't breathe.
He looks frail, doesn't he? He looks like somebody who's going to break. I think it's going to be one of those days.
A place where life,
Darling, what's for dinner?
love,
It's still as beautiful as ever.
We have a boy.
and loss
Don't make me cry.
unfold every single day.
And they said there's nothing they can do.
All the patients you're about to see were treated in just one 24-hour period.
You don't know how lucky I am to be talking to you right now.
We see situations where someone's life has just been turned upside down. People always try and remember what the last conversation was, or the last words that that person said to them. And I suppose it's so much nicer if the words that they remember are, "I love you." It's supposed to be stormy weather, 4 flood warnings for the weekend.
Consultant Jason is in charge of A&E today. Working alongside him is junior Dr. Sophie.
Morning, Dr. Fitz.
Hey, long time no see.
Been ages. How have you been?
Fine.
Good.
You're here.
Okay.
What's with your voice? You sound like Scarlett Johansson.
I've actually wanted to be a doctor since I was 7. My mum tells me that when she was pregnant with my brother, I wanted to be a midwife, and then it turned into being a nurse. And then apparently I came home one day and found out that doctors got more money. But no, I've honestly never wanted to do anything else. I've got to clean around it.
Constant. Hello, Majors. Jason speaking. Always had grand plans for becoming a elite football star that seemed to die somewhere in my middle teens.
He's always having a look on the bright side of life.
I'm pretty laid back and I'm pretty easygoing. If we could tee that up, that would be super awesome. It's nice to be the Aussie. It's nice to be, in a way, I was going to say different, but, you know, we're all over the place.
Do you not know who the Braxton brothers are on Home and Away?
No.
Shame on you.
I stopped watching once Danny Minogue left. That kind of classic Aussie bloke image is that he likes having a beer and sitting out having a barbie, or off down the beach, or off watching the footy, living the dream. So, you know, you can't disappoint them.
Can you bend that elbow up for me? Brilliant, good. I just want to see as much medicine, surgery, trauma, paediatrics, anything that sort of I can get my hands on and learn how to manage so that I become more confident, so that I know there's nothing that comes through that door that I don't know how to manage.
So we're going to go old school, and we're going to do a pelvic x-ray and a femur x-ray and no scans. How about that? Crazy medicine. This is my 18th year of practice. You know, from where I started to thinking that down the track I would be working as a consultant in the emergency department in London, it'd be a zillion miles from anything that I would have ever thought. Okay, I'll put you on to nursing stuff. Hasu, in the midst of this multiple trauma calls and adult and paediatric, Hasu are looking for a raincoat. Well, it is raining.
George's.
The The red phone here is different to other red phones that I've heard. Normally it's quite an old-fashioned phone ringing noise, whereas this one's a bit more electronic. Your heart goes a bit, particularly knowing that at St George's that red phone could be a major trauma.
Adult trauma call, 15 minutes.
From a training point of view, it's been educational, and seeing how things are organised and the teamwork needs to be so slick.
A 40-year-old man is being rushed to St George's after crashing his Land Rover on his way to work.
What is it?
It's a two-vehicle RTC, multiple facial lacks. They said neurodeficit. Where are we going?
We're going to bed 6.
We work in this environment day in, day out. Most things that come through that door we've seen before. For those patients, that is potentially the one and only time that will happen to them. That is potentially for them the most frightening experience of their life.
Is there anybody that's not involved in this trauma to give us a hand in moving the gentleman onto the bed? Yeah, is that okay?
Okay, is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Ready, steady, go. Well done. Sorry about that. You're okay there.
Thanks for your help.
On a very narrow
Thank you.
trolley. We're just going to start getting some monitors and a bit of a hand.
So this is Leslie, 40-year-old gentleman driving down a country road at approximately 40 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Has lost control of the car.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how he's sustained head injury. Laceration in his arm.
So you're really mostly worried about his head there.
Do you have any family or support or anybody else who's with you?
My dad's on his way up, hopefully.
Where's he coming from?
Leatherhead.
So the police just contacted him and yeah, he's on his way up.
There's not much you can do when you're 50, 60 miles away. So I just took the phone call. I didn't know where he was, what happened or anything. Just say he had an accident.
Okay, Leslie, we're going to just get your arms straightened out there. We now perhaps need to get another little dressing on here.
When Les does have an accident, it's always big. He can't do anything simple like cut a finger. You know, he's got to be something big.
Hello. I'm Dr. Fitch. I'm one of the consultants on. What's your first name? Les.
A 40-year-old driving Land Rover, and he lost control of the back of his vehicle going around a bend.
The injuries that patients can have from those collisions are immense. Anything from top of the head down to the tips of the toes. And you've not only got the physical injuries that you can see, there are so many injuries that can occur inside that are not going to be visible from the outside.
That's a pretty complicated cut at the top there. One of the initial striking features was the amount of trauma that he'd had to his sort of forehead and scalp. That obviously makes us more concerned about an underlying head injury and also an underlying neck injury. What I will do is I'll just keep putting a bit of pressure on so that we get the bleeding controlled, and we'll dress it up, but it probably needs the plastic surgery team. Leslie, we're going to pop you on the CT scanner, and we're just going to work out what else has hurt, and hopefully when you come back from CT scan, we'll be ready to deal with your wound. Okay?
As a parent and your kid gets hurt, you blame yourself partially because you wasn't there to protect him. And that feeling will go on until I die. Even though he's bigger than me, he's still my little boy.
I'm in a vest and I'm boiling. Take your cardio off. You're having a fucking laugh. Take my cardio off. You're having a laugh. Yeah, fuck it. Take the cardio off. Yeah, why not? Man, I'm happening.
Guys, my wrist is really hurting, my knee's really hurting. Do you care?
What do you mean, do I care?
Like, you're looking away and I'm talking to you. Oh, we've got vouchers.
Vouchers for what, darling?
McDonald's.
Oh, no, I'm on a diet. No more McDonald's.
Babe, did you just on a diet? What did we just have?
McDonald's? I ain't eating all day.
I'm on a diet. What is McDonald's?
I said no more McDonald's. I'm on a diet. Look,
babe, look at that. Oh, my God, feel that lump? Just feel it, gently. He ran me over, like, fully. I was like to him, I had a sewer mouth, like, it was so bad, I was embarrassed, but that's why after I was like, sorry for swearing at you. He was like, no, it's fine. But he was on top of me, yeah?
Babes, you swear like a trooper.
Like a murder guy, I know.
You haven't even been admitted yet,
I
darling.
know.
It's long haul, sweetheart, long haul.
21-year-old plumber Campbell has come to A&E with her mum Michelle and girlfriend Julie.
Here you go.
She has an infected cyst on her bottom.
It goes so fast.
That's why she's walking, look, she looks like John Wayne gone wet,
You know.
We're South Londoners, you're a team, you sit together. It's waking up on a Sunday and smelling a fire breakfast and just hearing everyone talking Cockney. Or just going down to a pub and that, and everyone's there. South London Cockney family, your house is always clean. There's always dinner on the table. You have money, a spivvy. You just make sure you're living the luxuries of life, even though you come from South London.
I just need to do blood tests. Is that all right? As you can see, we're gridlocked in here.
I can see.
So,
Dropping like flies.
So, I've just
Fasten your seat belts, it's going to be a bumpy night.
It's going to be a bad night because of bank holidays.
I was taking the mick, darling.
It's going to be one of those.
People say you come to London and no one will open their door. That's poppycock. Around here, there must be 20 doors that I know I could knock on at any time. I love living in South London. I'm a total South London girl. I love the madness of it. It's always going. It's a 24-hour city. And the people are a lot warmer than people think. Yeah, they just put a cannula in and all that. The surgeon that's got us here is in surgery at the moment doing an emergency operation. So it's a waiting game, innit? But he said that they will be seeing her and she will be coming in. We used to call her Bessie Banter, the strong man's datter, because she would wreck everything. She was very strong and everything she touched broke. She would open the fridge and literally say, food, feed me. So that's what I really remember, this big chubby baby, toddling man continually looking for food.
After an initial assessment, Campbell is being sent to Majors for doctors to examine her cyst.
All right, thank you. Thank you, you too.
And she loved food. Yeah, I do remember that. And a happy, very happy child. Very loving little girl she was.
Betting shop worker Les suffered significant head trauma when he crashed his car 30 minutes ago. He's having a CT scan to determine whether his skull or brain have been damaged in the impact. His dad, Michael, has driven 20 miles from his home in Surrey, where he lives with Les and another son.
It's not father-son as such, it's two adults. I'm still his dad, obviously, but you treat him more as an adult, not as a son, until he does something wrong. And you jump on him like a ton of bricks and explain the errors of his ways.
So the first scan takes about 5 minutes.
And Leslie did move out for a little while. Couldn't afford it because the rents went up and moved back. I haven't got rid of him. We work together as a team. If I've done something wrong, the two boys will let me know. It works the same way around. We all work together, and a lot of times we actually check up, make sure somebody's done something, just to make sure it is done. So it's a team. You become one unit, not three individuals.
Okay, mate, we're just going to do some scans of your chest and tummy now. Just try and keep your arms where they are so they don't hit the sides. You're doing really well.
I was a soldier from 15 till 30. When I was in the military, the kids had to do things for themselves, think for themselves, because I wasn't there.
1, 2, 3. Excellent work, people.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, apart from this silly thing.
That's no good. Have a seat for me, sir.
Thank you.
So what's happened?
Basically what it was, I had a head-butting fight with the pavement and the pavement won.
You sure you don't want any of these? Oh, you, I see.
Do you know, I think I'm talking too much. You know why? I think I'm still in shock.
Yeah.
Innit? I don't talk this much, do I?
No, you do talk a lot.
You do. I can't shut you up.
Me?
I'm sitting at home watching a movie and you're like...
When I'm with your mum, I talk a lot. When you talk a lot. I don't know. I might go out for a cigarette, though. Is that all right?
Where's Mum?
21-year-old Campbell is waiting to have the cyst on her bottom examined by a doctor.
OK, you may need to pop the gown on so the doctor can examine you.
All right. I'll put on that.
Take everything off, darling.
Yeah, whoa.
Yeah, all the best, all right?
All right, thanks for that. Thanks for your help.
Campbell was never a girly girl. I used to put her in frilly dresses and frilly knickers and frilly socks because I love all the bling and the girly, and she would get it off as soon as possible. And even from a little girl, you knew she wasn't comfortable. I should have seen the signs, really. She never wanted dollies, she wanted toolkits. So I suppose she's the boy I never had.
Oh, can you help me out here? Oh, my days, I get naked. I don't like it. Why have I got to get naked? Because you have to. I need my shorts on.
Even when I was with a boy at 16 and that, I always knew in the back of my mind, it's not what I really wanted. It's just what I knew what society would want. So I was scared about going against like South London and the society because I didn't want to get the hate. I heard loads of stories about gay bashers and I was just thinking, oh my God, like what if I lose my family? What if I lose friends? What if people are so against it? Like you see on the TV and that.
I don't even strip this quick for you, love.
I know. That's saying something.
We're naked.
When I come out to my mum, I think I went to a party the night before and I got drunk. And I think I come home in the middle of the night and told her. And I think the next morning she was in the kitchen, I think. And I think she asked me, so are you gay then? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm gay. And she was like, oh, okay. And she went to work. She come back and she was fine with it. I thought I was waiting for it to get killed or like shouted at extremely, but no, she just took around and said as long as I'm happy, she don't care, I'm still the same Campbell.
So yeah,
How are you? Yeah. What's been going on?
Basically, for the past couple months, I had bleeding coming out of there, and I just thought it was piles. And then suddenly I had like a cyst come up, and I thought it was just a part that got really hard. So I didn't, maybe an idiot left it. About a month ago, I've gone to the doctors, and it's about at long for the pus.
Okay.
One of my first thoughts when Campbell came out, would I have grandchildren? Would she have children? It's one of my first thoughts. I think it's one of the first things I said to her. Will you still go on to have children? I know that I want her to have children because I know that she'd be a wonderful mum. I see her with her niece and nephew. I see the love that's in her. I know she'd be an extremely good mum. So I think that's one of the first things I said. Are you going to have children? How? Poor Carol must not give us a chance.
So
and it's got worse within this last week. It's got bigger.
Okay. How are you feeling in yourself?
Terrible.
Your food?
Terrible. I feel terrible. I just constantly feel hot.
Had fevers and things?
Yeah, sweating constantly.
Mum's my best friend. She's everything. So every time stuff's been up for going wrong, she's always been the person that lifted me up more than anyone else in my family. She's always been like, I'm trying to think of the word, like my backbone really.
How comfortable are you standing up as opposed to lying down? Do you feel better standing up? Okay. I'm just going to get a female chaperone. We'll come back and have a look, see what's going on.
All right, thanks.
Hi there, it's the emergency consultant on here. I was hoping you were free to come to Resus and have a little look at a trauma patient who's got a complex frontal sort of vertex scalp wound, which is bleeding. It's controllable with pressure,
Scan results reveal Les has no skull or brain injury, but he needs emergency surgery to stop the bleeding and close the wound on his head.
So they're gonna be operating on you, on your head, and I'm just cleaning your hand now.
The plastics team must temporarily staple Les's scalp to prepare him for theatre.
You don't know what's happening. So you tend to wait until you see for yourself before you make any decisions or how you feel. It takes a bit to panic me. Because your first time in the military as joining up, they tend to break you and then rebuild you to think like a soldier. You see things, you observe things that civilians don't see.
Okay, so how sore is this?
I can't feel you touching it.
75, I was away for 8, 9 months. When I was in Germany, we'd be away 4 or 5 weeks on exercise. Plus at the time Ireland was on, so you could end up with that.
I know you're touching it, but I can't feel it, so that hurts.
That's still there?
Yeah.
You learn to think for yourself. You make friends who will stay with you for the rest of your life. And you got an organised system. Since I've been in Civilian Street for 30 years, it's organised chaos. And military, there's a reason for things to be done in a set way, and it's logical.
Injections
So
here,
you're
and
just
then
going to
around
feel
the
a
side.
sharp scratch coming now. Well done, sir. Just take some deep breaths. Okay, well done.
I thought you were a nice bloke until you done that.
No, I'm sorry. It's nicer than if we do the rest of it without that, though.
Yeah.
In the military, people got strengths and weaknesses, so they all cover for each other. So you're a unit, a very strong unit. And I think family life is very important. Brings a bit of stability to you.
Doesn't hurt?
No.
Okay, we're just going to put some temporary staples in. Because we're going to do a proper job in the operating theatre anyway.
Yeah.
You haven't lost any skin, so...
Yeah.
I think the reaction from friends and family is really unpredictable. You see the whole range of emotions from no emotions to the really, really distressing. You know, whether it's the police or somebody's called them to say that their family member or their friend has been in an accident, and that initial reaction, that initial response is really personal. And a lot of times you don't know the other dynamics about what's happening in the family, you know, what previous experiences have been like. You can't really judge that process. That's just people as they come.
Hello, St George's. Yep.
When you get those calls, it starts. You start playing that in your mind about what you're going to get, what things you're going to be faced with.
Right, mid-shaft.
We get very, very little information most of the time. Sometimes we get more than others.
Thank you, bye.
How am I going to manage this problem now with the team that I have, you know, based on all the other cases that you've got in the resource room already?
Adult trauma call in 8 minutes.
You might sometimes just get that the patient has had this accident. We might be told that they've had some procedures.
Fall from the horse at 4:30, but he wasn't found until 7.
You know, each case is a challenge, but each case on face value can be really different.
A 67-year-old man is being rushed to resus, having fallen from his horse. He lay undiscovered for over 2 hours before being found.
Can we put another trauma call out, please? So I'll run it. Details are sketchy.
Well done.
Patrick was mounting a horse and had one leg in a stirrup. When the horse bolted, he was dragged approximately 40 metres before being thrown onto a packed hard sand surface. This occurred about 4:30 this afternoon, but he was not found until 7 o'clock. He was unable to call for any help. He's had 30 milligrams of ketamine to facilitate traction, 10 milligrams of morphine, 1 gram of IV paracetamol and 4 milligrams of ondansetron.
Patrick's wife has been notified and is on her way to St George's.
When I found out about the accident, I'd actually just started to get worried. I was thinking, oh, he should be back by now, because the weather was foul and it was getting quite late. And as I found my mobile, it started ringing, and I knew instantly that there was something wrong.
Is that sore or is that okay?
Patrick's helmet was broken to 3. It was like a coconut. Somebody had smashed a coconut. I was worried that he could have had a bad head injury.
Hi Patrick, I'm Dr. Fitch, I'm one of the consultants here. So we're going to go through and assess things carefully, see where your injuries are.
I think I was thinking, you know, how could this happen? He's been so ill, things have been going so well. Why has this happened now?
Let's just go to scan, please.
I'm making a rainbow loom necklace. Not bracelet, necklace.
Why don't you just do this? Have this as a ring, like that.
No, it's better if it's like this, because it's more fancy.
If you should see the X-ray, it really is pretty impressive. You've done it properly. You know, good to know you've done it well.
Made a hell of a noise.
Yeah.
Actually, you're getting another day off work anyway. Yeah.
I'm going to Ibiza on Thursday.
Oh, no.
This isn't going to be fun, is it?
So you're a glass fitter, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to lie to you. This is a very sensitive area.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to feel uncomfortable. All right.
Yeah, no, it's fine, honestly.
Okay, small injection coming up.
Fucking good God.
I told you.
Sorry for the swearing. Oh.
That's all right.
Is it going? Yep. Well done.
Thanks, that was much easier.
How you doing?
Yeah, still there.
You're still
there,
The
yeah.
shoulder's still there.
You're right, I've got a female colleague called Rhiannon.
Hiya, my name's
Hiya.
Anne. I'm one of the doctors in A&E.
Is it possible to get you lying the other way? Just so that I can actually see where the abscess is.
It's easier this way.
Easier this way?
Yeah.
All right, let's have a look.
It's a lot easier this way.
Is it?
Yeah. When I was about 13, my mum had an attack with her pancreas, and they took her into hospital. And during it all, she flatlined. They brought her back and that. And they said that a couple more times that she'd probably have a heart attack, couldn't make it. So a lot got put on our shoulders, and that was a very hard time, because I did break down quite a lot, so I thought I was going to lose my mum.
Where's the worst pain?
All there.
There.
Mm-hmm.
Ah! Sorry. You see if anything comes out? Campbell saw far too much. When they took me into resus and that, it was a terrible time. She was all alone, no one to call. 13 years of age, it's not very good to see your mother like that, and she handled it so marvellously. She was so grown up. And when I came out, I was extremely weak, and she looked after me better than a private nurse could have done, so she really was my crutch. I know, I feel I put far too much on her for a 13-year-old, but I would never be at the place I'm at now if it hadn't been for Campbell being there for me. As I said, we'll wait for the blood test results to come back, but most likely we'll have a look under an anaesthetic. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you, thanks for that. Nice to meet you. Thank you, doctor.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Back soon, okay? Take care.
I realised I had to do a lot for mum, my little sister, and I couldn't let the badness of it upset me and stop me. Like, if something happens to them, and I don't know, the man of the house isn't here, then, well, I come from South London, and as much as I'm the girl, to me, I would take on the role as the man of the house.
Les is waiting to be taken for surgery to close the complex lacerations to his scalp. His dad Michael has been waiting to see him.
Hello.
So where are you hurting?
Fingers more than anything. But everything else has been injected and, like, you know, with cleaning solutions and that, and numb it all up.
I was glad to see him. Because I mean, I know he's 40, but in my mind, he's still little. I mean, he's a big teddy bear, really. Extra money for this, isn't it? No. I thought I would have had enough of hospitals. All three of them were closer to their mum and me. I was just brute force and ignorance. You know, anything delicate or loving, the wife was better at. Can you go to a closer hospital?
Pardon?
Can you go closer one?
I did say to them, and they said, no, you're going to St George's.
When my wife died 18 months ago, I sorted everything out within 5 minutes. I sorted a lot of things out, done phone calls. I came back, organised the funeral and just sorted it all out. Just went into that mode, switch everything off, forget emotions and just do a job. Most military people do, because it's easier to think things through if you're in that mode already.
It's so uncomfortable.
No, they're not designed to be comfortable. I was just 19 and the wife was 16 and a half. And everybody said, well, you won't last, and if she'd been alive, we would be married now 40 and a half years. We worked as a team.
No, they're going to do an operation on my head tomorrow to stitch it all back together. They put staples in at the moment.
I could have done that for another wood staples, You get up some nights, or you wake up and you move in your bed and she's not there. Or you come downstairs and you think, oh, she'll have a cup of tea because I'm making me a coffee. And she's not there. I mean, I've done that for a few times, made her a cup of tea, brought it in, I thought, oh no, tipped it out again.
I've got a massive gash in my arm as well.
Yeah. If you're going to do something, you don't have to do a good job of it. I haven't cried because of my wife yet. When Wales win at rugby, then I do go, but that's about it. Sporting events mainly, but for anything else, I haven't. It's gone into military mode.
Are you Les's dad?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jason Fitch. I'm one of the consultants here. Right. So he's got a couple of complex cuts on the top of his head and this side of the arm, and some fractures of the two little fingers, the little and the ring finger. Everything else is fine. These need a little bit of work to get them nicely cleaned and healing properly, and then we'll get you up to the ward.
For my dad, you know, he worked, you know, from sun up to sundown and was pretty traditional in the way that he looked after the kids. As I remember growing up, their dads were all tough blokes, and they were all, you know, had a laugh and they were all good fun, but you didn't see that sort of emotional, softer side that was you know, for mums and aunties and grandma. With my kids, I feel that I come a lot more sort of softer than I can remember with my dad. But then, you know, I guess it probably the times when I was really little, you don't really remember what your dad's like. So, you know, I might be judging him harshly. You never know.
I'm gonna go, all right? All right, you all right then?
Yeah.
You take care.
Ready, steady, slide.
Retired doctor Patrick is having a CT scan to discover the full extent of the damage to his leg and to determine if he has any other injuries to his head or neck.
I bought Patrick a riding lesson for his 50th birthday in the hope that he would enjoy riding and perhaps we could get some horses. And it clearly worked because he never looked back and we'd bought a horse within a couple of months.
Breathe normally.
Patrick's a little bit of a maverick rider. He's a bit way-hey-hey and a bit gung-ho when we go out together. We do go out together occasionally, but I don't think he really enjoys it because I just tell him off the whole time, tell him to sit up and sit straight, get your heels down, Patrick, look up. And he's a much more relaxed attitude to riding than I have, I think. He's ageless at heart, I think. He never seems to really change. He's very much a glass half full person. We've been together around 25 years. We've been married around 12 years, I think. But I don't really think that marriage is a significant thing. It's the amount of time you've been with somebody.
Steady, slide.
Like most doctors, he's very into sort of maintaining himself and looking after himself. Working in a hospital, you normally are on the other side. He understands everything that's going on.
Jason Fitch, one of the consultants here. I've got a trauma patient who's fallen from a horse and has a right femoral shaft fracture. He's also a professor of medicine who's kind of semi-retired since he had his CA pancreas diagnosis.
Well, that's the coming.
For the last 3 years, Patrick has been receiving treatment for pancreatic cancer.
He'd had a few episodes of what he thought was kidney stones. So he went for a scan at work, and people that did the scan called him up and said they wanted to do a CT scan. And that naturally sent alarm bells ringing.
OK, that's all right. They wouldn't be doing anything till tomorrow at the earliest anyhow.
I've had CT scans, haven't I?
You've already had a CT?
Yeah.
It's quick. You're warm now.
Yeah.
It was quite clear that he'd got a mass on his pancreas. I mean, clearly I could tell in his voice that, you know, he didn't think that it was anything trivial at all.
You mentioned rivaroxaban?
Yeah, I'm a professor of medicine.
So he's on it, okay.
So he's on rivaroxaban. The reversal is complicated. But we have a plan, and we have haematologists, so we'll see what he's done first thing.
I think anybody faced with that diagnosis, you don't want to go through it on your own at all. It's good to be with somebody.
I'm going to give you some pain relief, all right? So we'll give you a bit more morphine.
It's like we never leave. It's like we never leave. I know. Right?
I want to be home.
Oh, it's
I want to be at home.
Because you've got Billy the Boyle in your arse.
Leave Billy out of it, all right?
He said the show ain't over just yet, girl. I've got another party to do.
I've got another party to do.
Plumber Campbell has an infected cyst on her bottom, which could require surgery. She'll be taken to a ward for a strong dose of antibiotics and further assessment.
I'm engaged to a girl I've been with like 5.5 years since coming out. I can actually just be me in a Ralphie, jeans, with my missus, my short hair how I want it, and the tomboy I want to be. Watch the arm, watch the arm, watch the arm. Watch the arm, man. It's 2014. I'm gay, and it's not like I just woke up and was like, I want to be gay. Like, I love my girlfriend. Like, the feelings I had towards her, I never had towards a boy. Like, so there's people out there that, I don't think anyone should be worried enough. I don't think anyone should be scared. By the time you come back to I'll be all white.
No, I'll pop your spots.
No, what do you mean can you pop up my spots? Ow!
I'm not going to see you, am I?
You can see me, right? You're going to see me tomorrow, you can do ow!
Listen, it ain't going to be routine in bed, is it?
You can do it tomorrow. You get like that.
Better lighting.
I can't wait to have a family. I can't wait to have my own kids and that. Like, the whole going on holiday with them, Sunday dinners, having them see their nan. Like, I want all of that. Of course I do. Like, I love all of that. Like, my goal is to have her as my wife, our kids, and making our own normal South London family.
That's my mum.
God, you've got sand absolutely everywhere, Pete. Do you need to eat anything, darling? You sure? Let me just try and get you a little sandwich or something.
Yeah, a little sandwich would be nice. But there won't be it anyway, right?
I'm sure there'll be somewhere I can get some food. Go get you a curry. Patrick is somebody that keeps his emotions under lock and key. Probably he's a typical older man that likes to, thinks you ought to keep one's emotions in check.
And you can feel me pressing all down this leg.
Yeah.
Normal sensation?
Well, that's the other thing. I got a neuropathy from the chemotherapy.
From the chemo.
Which nerve in particular? Do you know at all?
Peripheral.
When Patrick was first diagnosed, it was several weeks before we told friends and family, because he needed to adjust to the thought himself and the diagnosis himself.
I'll come back and consent you in a moment, if that's all right.
Yeah.
What did he say?
It says comminuted fracture.
It's a what?
Comminuted fracture, so it's...
What does comminuted mean?
It means that it's in several bits.
Your femur is in several bits?
Yeah.
Patrick's worked in a hospital for 30 years, but he ceases being the doctor, he becomes the patient. And like anybody, I know that he is a normal person, and when it's happening to you, you stop becoming that sort of professional person, and you feel vulnerable and afraid, and people need reassuring.
Patrick will be taken to a ward and will have an operation to repair his shattered femur tomorrow.
Could be a lot worse, P. Don't get depressed about it.
Go home, sweetie.
We're not going home until you go in your bed.
Okay.
Oh, this is probably us. I don't like to think too far ahead. I don't think there's any point. Nobody knows what the future holds. I hope tomorrow's a great day. I hope that, the next couple of weeks, but I try not to project into years ahead. I don't think that's such a negative thing. I think we just think the future for us is probably tomorrow and next week.
The house is certainly a lot quieter now with Mum not around. More like a ghost town. But me and my dad, we've certainly grown a lot closer in the last 2 years. He's always been there for me, I know that, but yeah, we've certainly got a lot closer. To come up and show his face and make sure that I am all right, and not just do it over the phone or come up later on. I think it meant a big deal for me.
I don't think any family can be perfect, but for me, so long as I've got them there and they make me laugh, then I can't get any perfect than that, Vinny.
Having cancer does change you. It makes you value life. I was admitted to hospital for surgery and they removed the cancer, bit of my colon, my spleen, and 2 segments of my liver. I remember when I was having chemotherapy and I thought, well, maybe I wasn't going to live very long. Every day becomes incredibly precious. And when you wake up in the morning and you see the sun streaming through the window and a blackbird singing outside, you know, it doesn't matter that you feel sick. You're alive, and it makes you appreciate every day of your life much more than it would do if you were completely well.